Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue Octane. We're joined by some of the best analysis, the world champion, Christopher Duarte. Parasite. Today, we got Call of Duty champion, Mr. Trei Zer0. Give it up for Mr. Cartier over from Breaking Point. We got the executive producer, Mr. Benj Nassim. We got the multi-champion, multi-MVP, Anthony Tony. And we got the world champion, one of the best ever doing, the best S&D player in the business. Give it up for Illey, the Pope. Man. Wait, Tony, you got, oh, never mind. Tony, you got one MVP. And Cartier, you got an MVP too. So, you know what, Tony? I'm going to take one of your MVPs. Cartier, next time I'll give you the MVP, Cartier. Absolutely. You know
yeah, no, I got an MVP. I got an MVP.
Cartier's
like I won the
MVP.
Champions League.
Yeah, I should have said MVP, Call of Duty champion, Cartier, for next time. Tony, are you good? Are you all right over there? Or what? The fuck's going on over there? You sound like
shit. It's up to you. If I sound good, listen, it's up to you. If I sound like shit, then I can chalk you, but I'm in my car.
No, you're good. You're good. You know, when I call your name, you can talk, all right? When I call on you. Because Jesus, man.
He's back at school.
You know, but yeah, you sit tight there, and you know, I'll be calling you to get your opinions on shit, all right? So be ready, all right, Tony? Be ready.
I have a ring, by the way, GMZ1. I also have a ring. So next time when you fucking introduce me to the masses, you will say as such.
Okay. Well, you know, the streets are saying I got a ring as well.
Unlike you.
Okay. No, that's not what they're saying.
That's true now. Can't argue that.
Actually, they've been saying -1 because I gave away a ring. So they're saying I'm down a ring, but you know, they're assholes. You know how they are. They're assholes. But we're gonna get into it. Inder, how you doing today, bro? You were joining us in the watch party today. It was awesome having you in the watch party. They were calling for your name today, Inder. They wanted you a part of the show. You doing all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm honestly doing good. Watch party we had some good matches in the watch party, so
yeah,
that was nice.
Oh,
like change things up. We got some big news.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
You got big news? You got big news?
No. Just like the match.
He's talking about the collapse of the FaZe dynasty.
See, Sam, you didn't have to say all that, Sam. You didn't have to say all that. No, we'll get there. Inder, it's awesome having you here. Appreciate you joining up. Then we also got Trei Cartier. Trei, how you doing, bro? I appreciate you joining up last second. We're having a mixy flank tonight. We're making it weird tonight. We're making it real weird. How you doing, Trei? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. My boy texted me and said the flank might be looking for one, so you know, go see if they want some European in there. I said, yeah, absolutely. Let me see. And then obviously I text you. I said, if you need me, let me know. You know, all the chat loves all this kind of stuff. So you know, I thought I'd come give my terrible opinion, and hopefully it's better than Ben's.
Absolutely. So. Hey, we love having you on. Not hard to do. We love having you on, Cartier. Appreciate everybody. Yeah, I texted a lot of fucking people, and then everybody said yeah at the same time. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Everybody just come on. And you know Donnie said he couldn't come on. He doesn't have the vibes today, Donnie. He said he's not in that mindset. So, you know, Donnie's taking a nap right now. But how's everybody else doing? Sam, you doing all right? You doing good, Sam?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing absolutely fantastic today.
Good, Sam. It's good to hear. You too, Duarte. How are you? You doing good, Chris?
Yeah, dude. Just mixiness of the sleep schedules, and I'm just fighting for my life every day. But nah, I got good sleep, so I can't complain. And the matches were pretty good today. So
yeah, it's even worse on the West Coast, Chris. Even worse on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I do not miss being in LA when it comes to the time zone.
Yeah. What about you, Bender? Saying you're crossfaded in the chat. Are you crossfaded right now?
No. I mean, it's been a long day. A nice little coffee and cod sesh. I saw Fantastic Four last night. That was good. And yeah, excited to chat about today. They took a turn I did not expect. So I think we have a lot to talk about on the show.
We got a lot to talk about today. This EWC has turned some heads, to say the least. There has been a lot going on, and I'm excited to get into it and talk about it. We're not going to waste any time. Let's hop on in. We're going to be doing what we did yesterday and just taking a look at these groups and kind of seeing how everything played out. We're going to start with Group A, and then we'll work our way down. In Group A, 5 Fears making the run and taking down 2 CDL teams. All right, 5 Fears, for those of you that don't know, is a team of Exceed, Fire, Hixie, and Capsule. This team didn't even qualify for EWC. They fell short, but because Carolina didn't follow the rules and were eliminated from the tournament, they were next in line. And 5 Fears got that spot, and man, are they taking the opportunity by storm. They have taken down G2 Esports, and they have taken down Cloud9. G2, also known as Minnesota Rocker, if that confuses you guys. And listen, I think we're all shocked. I mean, I'm not that shocked, but I mean, I think a lot of people are shocked that, you know, some of these teams are making noise. And I mean, we can go on and talk about, you know, the challenger players and their talents, and I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about that. But let's talk about the results first. Sam, we'll go to you. 5 Fears. How are they looking at you right now, Sam? Because they look great. I mean, they took down 2 CDL teams. What are your thoughts, Sam? What are your thoughts?
I mean, a team with Exceed and Hixie in 2025 are just running the gauntlet of the CDL, I guess. I mean, as everyone expected them to. Rocker bombing out. Obviously, I had them coming out of the pool potentially, but not really making any noise anyway. I also wasn't really moved by the C9 change. I said it on a different podcast that won't be mentioned right now, that I thought that the Gwyn thing just like wasn't really that much of an upgrade. And it kind of planned out that way. But 5 Fears, man, 2 Game 5 wins today, back-to-back over G2 and C9. Phenomenal, obviously. But we'll see what they do in the bracket. But, I mean, it's just a good story to have. I mean, more challengers exposure, these guys coming in and actually making noise instead of just being written off right away from their pool is, I think it's healthy for the scene, dude. We said it on the watch party, but I think an overall attitude realignment is what is necessary for the league.
Yeah,
and I think that these guys losing right now is a good road to start that.
Yeah, the way everything's ending.
Can I butt in? I know I sound like shit.
No, go ahead,
Sure,
Zinni, go ahead. Go ahead, Tony.
Okay, I want to talk about 5 Fears for a second because OMIT, what I want to say about OMIT is I think a lot of people expected them to be able to go head-to-head with some pro teams. FaZe, maybe not. That'll be talked about later. But 5 Fears, in the community's eyes, is a team of fucking rejects who all get hated on all time. Fire 40 gets memed. Hixie, he gets dropped. Vancouver becomes unreal. Capitalist gets dropped. Exceed gets shit on. Now they come to the league as a team after losing their best player in Abe to Ultra. Capsule replaces him, and they send 2 pro teams home. So I sent the tweet out earlier. I just hope this helps the community at least maybe hesitate before putting players in boxes, right? Like, players should be allowed to improve. Team dynamic matters. More often than not, a challenger that gets a shot goes to a terrible team, and it's very hard for a challenger player to come move the needle on a team that's playing so poorly. So I just want to say that I really hope people will think twice before judging each player by a bad stint or even 2 stints, right? It's one thing if you have 5 or 6 shots. That I understand. But players should be allowed to improve and get chances should they earn them.
Yeah, Bill, we could go to you next, but I think a lot of that just also comes from just egos in the league. Like, people don't like taking chances on unknown talent, or, I mean, some of these guys aren't unknown, right? These guys have been around, but I mean, even just looking at some other examples that happened this weekend and some examples with Abe and Merc, and just from what we've been seeing, like, there's a lot of talent in challengers. Like, if these teams are performing in challengers, they can perform against CDL teams. And I agree with Zinni, right? Like, just because a player has had a bad stint with a certain group of players or a certain team doesn't mean in a different situation with different people, they can improve and get better. But Duarte, what are your thoughts on all of this? What are your thoughts on 5 Fears?
I just want to give some gas to my boy Fire, man. Like, I teamed with him in MW 2019. We won a tournament and we got 3rd at the Challenger Champs online. So I mean, I was a really big fan of my boy. And when he got that shot on Paris, I just kind of knew, looking at the roster, that it probably wasn't going to work out long term. And although he did have a stint where he was swapping roles around and didn't have the best series a couple times, I always knew the kid was super talented. So to see him come out here and perform the way he did in these 2 series was honestly awesome, because I've always thought he's a really talented player. He just never really got a fair shot. And like Tony said, dude, a lot of the time you're coming into these teams and hoping to make some noise, but the environment's just really poor, or you're playing with players that maybe have clashing egos, and you just don't get the results that you want, and it's hard. So I'm just happy that he played really well, and also wanted to show love to Exceed, because Exceed on the AR, because I think that's what Fire and Exceed both have been running. Both of them have been performing pretty damn good on the ARs. They've been putting up high damage, pretty good KDs, and I'm just glad that they're making a run. So I'm excited to see them in the bracket.
Yeah, for sure. Ben, before we go to you, Inder, I want to get your opinions, because you obviously have played in challengers and you know these guys. I mean, what do you think about these guys? 5 Fears, Inder. You think these guys are good players, good team? You guys think they can make a run here, Inder, or were you smoking these guys when you were in challengers? What's going on?
I mean, these guys are all good. I was smoking them, of course, but no, but these guys are good. What do you call it? I think teams didn't really have a good understanding of them until they actually played them. Like, for example, like just their map pool, like I was like talking about earlier, like I feel like teams are catching on now, and they're gonna veto like Skyline against them. They're gonna make them like play red card, like because like even like Heggy said, like what do you call it? XE switched to AR, so like you kind of like could like abuse the fact that they have like a sub like comp. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like they gave their first look, those first 2 matches, and teams were obviously watching. So I feel like people are just gonna adapt, and like I don't know, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
But overall, I think they're a good team.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the vetoes a lot all day today. Like, why play maps that cater to like what they like to run and their play styles, right? Like, switch it up, like try and make them uncomfortable a little bit.
Like we gotta look at them on red card, and like obviously they still look good, but they didn't look as convincingly good as they did on the other maps.
For sure. Ben, before we get to you, let's go to Cartier. Hey, Cartier, what do you think over there, Cartier? What do you think?
Well, I mean, you know, we got so many people on the goddamn show. Every opinion's already been spat out, but. Yeah. all I can really say is, you know, they've came in, they got given the opportunity to play when, you know, obviously Ravens got disqualified. Hixie's obviously a champion. Capsules just came off being dropped by C9 after playing from half the season. So it's not like they're terrible players. You know, they just got some bad stigma about them. You know, like Fires obviously, you know, played for Paris back in Cold War. He obviously has like some bad shade in front of his name from there. Exceed has the Burger King card from Breaking Point, so that don't help matters. But, you know, as a collective, they do well together. And, you know, I think not only is it good for them, but it's embarrassing for the actual CDL teams that get a salary and play for all this money, and, you know, they get to do it full time, and then to just lose to a team of 4 like this that, you know, didn't make it like without Ravens getting disqualified, and then they just get bopped out by them. So, you know, shout out to FaZe and the players, you know, they deserve it.
For sure. Now we'll get to the one and only Benj and Nassim. Benj, I mean, what are your thoughts? I'm also going to pull up the stat sheet. I just pulled it up. 5 Fears going up against G2. I'm also about to pull up 5 Fears going up against Cloud9, just so people could see kind of the stat sheet and what's going on here. But Ben, what's your thoughts? I mean, give us your thoughts on kind of these series. And of course, I want to talk about Cloud9 and G2. I mean, what do these guys do? I mean, what happens to these teams? What happens to these guys? Because I think if Pat was here, he'd be saying blow it up. So what do you think, Benj? What are your thoughts?
So just to add one more spice to 5 Fears thing, I think one thing that really hurt a lot of these amateur players getting on the teams this year is the fact that we didn't get the first Challengers LAN till like almost the end of the year. I think there was just too much online activity, and a lot of pro teams were not willing to put stock in that. So for the CDL and the teams going forward, like every event needs to be able to have a Challengers activation, and especially for Challengers, if we're going to only have it some of them, it needs to be the ones at the beginning of the year. In regard to C9 and Rocker, I mean, Rocker were always a dead team walking. We talked a lot about that. I'm not really surprised that they had a stinker here. It's a shit franchise. It's had a lot of shit weekends. They need to figure it the fuck out because they've been absolutely useless for a couple of years now. On the C9 front, look, I'm just going to lay it on. Tom, go scroll down and click on Civ real quick for me.
Oh, no.
I mean, we got to talk about, I mean, this is all time for Dante, kind of like fall from grace. His stock's never been lower. Really hoping that he has a revenge season, because to finish the season with these stats, the caliber of player we've seen in past seasons is just not barely average. I think scroll up, Tom. I think he has less than a 1 KD. He had less than a 1 KD this year, I think, which is just for him unacceptable. So I think he's going to step it up to a new level next season. I just don't know if it's going to be on the Cloud9 team.
Yeah. Do you guys think that maybe the team environment, the team as a whole, can lead to maybe some individual players, you know, underperforming a little bit? Or do you think like individually, you know, they need to step up? I mean, because obviously Sib, I agree, Ben, for his standards, right? Like you expect Sib to be like above like a 1, probably like 1.1, 1.2, right? Like you expect Dante to kind of be like the main slayer here. But you also got to counter in, you know, team environment. I mean, Sam, I know you've talked about a lot that you just don't think this team works, right? Yeah. So it's like, what do you think, Sam? I mean, what do you think about these teams? Like, what do you think about Cloud9, especially with the roster change and after seeing them perform this weekend? What do you think about G2? I mean, give me your thoughts, Sam.
Well, the G2 thing, they're in a tough spot because I think that all 4 of the players on their team, you could arguably keep. Like, I love Nero's upside, but at the same time, he has a lot of those series where you're just scratching your head. I think Ken, obviously, one of the most successful CDL players we have, and I think you could definitely build a team around him. And then Gio, he's been newer to the league. He's an insane talent. Everybody knows that. A little inconsistent, but still worth the investment, I think. And then Estriel had his best season. So I think that they're just in a really difficult spot roster-wise, and moving forward, it's going to be a hard conversation on what players they want to keep or potentially bring in. I mean, they bombed out of the tournament, though. They're perennial chokers. These guys are literally they have 0 ice as a team. That was their main problem. And their last series of the year, they lost to Game 5. So it's somewhat fitting. And then on the C9 side, I wasn't a big fan of the Gwyn roster change. I know it's fun to look at on paper and say, Gwyn's off of Ravens. Let's see what he can do. But if you look at the actual change in itself, going from Capsule to Gwyn, it didn't really help any of the problems that they had. Like, they were a bad 2-3-5 team. They got rid of Cap, who was a really good Surge player. And Gwyn was coming from Ravens, who were awful at control already. So if you actually zoom out and look at the team and what Gwyn was supposed to accomplish, it didn't really do much for me. And that, this is what happened.
It's really weird though, because I know Spart typically is a good S&D player. Like, he comes from like that whole S&D circle with like Prolu and like Pharaoh and all those guys. Like, they grind S&D. Gwyn, he was the same way, S&D coded. Kremp, same thing. So for them to not be good at like S&D sometimes is just kind of strange to me. But yeah, I don't know. It's just odd on paper. They're all good Surge players in their own right.
Yeah, I think that it kind of just goes to what Tom was saying though. Like, maybe just the team environment and the way these guys work together, it just isn't it. I think this is an uncharacteristic season to Ben's point as well. Out of Sib, like, we expected him to take massive steps forward this season and really like come into his own. And I feel like this is probably his worst season he's had as a professional, going back to his rookie year.
Inder, I know you're relatively close with like all those guys, right? Like, so like what do you think about their team? Like, why do you not think it works? Or like, what about their S&D? Like,
I think their teams doesn't mesh. Like, I mean, honestly, like, they've also been grinding together as well. Like, it's not like they're not putting in the work. They're putting in the work together to like try and improve, but it's just not showcasing or meshing. Like, I can't really say because I'm not in their camp, but like, something obviously isn't clicking, and they're trying to figure it out, but I guess they're just not able to, because they are putting in the time even after scrims. Like,
I think they lack leadership. I don't know why. I just I don't feel like they have a glue on their team like at all.
It's almost as if we thought this might be a problem with that team at the beginning of the year. I wonder if maybe there was a show where we talked about this and that was our concern.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the roster, it is kind of hard to see like who that glue is, like who's kind of that guy that brings it all together. I feel like when you look at like most top teams, you'll always find that guy. But I mean, Cartier, what do you think it is? You got anything to say about this or what?
I mean, Sib started off, he didn't start off great, and he had a really good stint in one of the majors online matches. And then after that roster change, the 2-man change they done, he was just nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
He was actually like a star player for them. He was playing really well. If you look at his stats, he had a really good stint. I can't remember what major it was, but after that 2-man roster change, that's where you needed him to be the leader. That's what they decided on. They got rid of Kiz, they got rid of Priester, and they kept Sib, and you wanted him to be the leader and the guy to take over and continue that amazing year that he had where he's dropping 1.2s, 1.3s, top 5 player, gun skill wise. And then this year he's just, I really do feel like he was the catalyst for that team, and he just didn't show up this year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously see what happens with Cloud9, but G2. What happened to G2? I mean, I think we all expected G2 to make a change, and they just didn't make a change, right? So I don't think
anything happened to them. I think they're the same team.
Yeah, right. I think we wanted them to change. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead, Zin.
Go on.
I mean, it's just a very confusing team. Like, I feel like at different parts of the year, each player shined in a different way. But I was very shocked to not see them make a change. Granted, they were only. I think if they were allowed more than one person changes, I actually expect Rocker would have made like a 2-3-man change at least. But I kind of agree with Sam where it's like, this is one of those situations where you got to look at the board as a whole and like see what rosters you can form. Because I don't think any single player there has proved that like, yo, this is the guy that has to stay, right? Like, you can go look at Kenny and be like, okay, we all know Ken's potential. I think his ceiling and what he brings to a team is the most like impactful to keep around. But I don't think play-wise, any single player is like, holy shit, this guy's unmovable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Trey, what did you think? What were you about to say?
Well, they had that issue with the tournament. Was it that little online tournament where all 4 of them played, and they just said no, they disqualified halfway through. It just seems to me like when they made that 4-man roster, when they got Kenny, I thought this team was going to be phenomenal. Like, they had all the right pieces. I feel like a good leader in Kenny, and then 3 people to just run around and just do what he wanted to do. And I feel like the start when they first started playing together, they lost a few matches, game 5, and after that they just never came back. They had that first match against Optic, Kenny just got dropped. Game 5, RCXD blows up, and I feel like it's just the same situation what happened with Minnesota last year where they choked against Optic very badly, and then the team just crumbled. I feel like that was the start, and they just never got back to what they could have been.
Yeah, I mean, Donnie said in the chat, and I actually want to say something about this. He said, this is the first time AM's done anything at a pro tournament in years. And to add on to that, yeah, I think it was bound to happen. I mean, we've seen pro players get complacent. We've seen teams and organizations get complacent, especially with the salaries that there are now. And teams don't make changes. And if they do make changes, they recycle.
Wait, hold on. Can I cut you off?
Sure, Tony, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Wait, Donnie said this is the first time amateurs have shown up at a pro tournament.
Yes, basically. Well, yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. Yep.
Bro, these guys aren't amateurs. They are all former pros who don't get a chance to play against the pros. Like, it's one thing if we're talking about 2015 when actual amateurs are playing. These are literal pro players, all former pros that are playing well against other pro players. It's just we have a 12-team league, and they don't have any fucking opportunity to play against pros.
He met in a pro-am, by the way, like in a pro-am bracket. So I'm guessing I think he's saying like the last few years, like we've had some pro-am tournaments, right? Because in New York, who won? Remember somebody won? I think it was like New York or something. I just remember
the pro-am.
Yeah, the pro-am and shit. Like, we've had other pro-ams. I think that's what Donnie meant. Just like in recent pro-ams, like we haven't seen challenger teams really make that run. But I mean, I'll be honest. Yeah, Donnie said rally too, but I mean, it was bound to happen, bro. I mean, teams get complacent. They don't make changes. When they do make changes, they don't know what the hell they're doing, or they don't do the research to make the right proper changes. And then you see a lot of teams just actually taking risks this year and picking up like some young players as well, like perfect example, Merc, Abe, like some of those guys, and you see how much it does for the team. It really like baffles me like how crazy the pros are when they comment about challengers and the way that they talk about challengers. Like, that's where the talent comes from. Like, that's where you'll find new talent. That's where you'll find these new players coming up and making some noise, right? So at times it feels a little gatekept at times, like in the league. At least very gatekept. Well, I mean, we've seen teams not do that and actually make changes, right? So, you know, a lot, right? Like, yeah.
We see a lot of
we see people
comments.
Gatekeeping, Ben. We see people gatekeeping for sure.
I mean, we know what happens behind the scenes. Like, there are a lot of people that have you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a balance of look at this team, right? Like, people like Fire just haven't had a chance in the war.
Has he had his opportunities since that Cold War stint? Has he?
No, not at all.
That's what I thought. I just want to make sure.
I think he's been kind of floating on the edge because he's had some good years and he's had some down years, and this year is probably one of his better years. So we'll see. I just think, again, to your point, like, there's the little comments from people like Envoy that just get said. I know what gets said behind the scenes. Like, I think the league format doesn't really always owe itself to people give those players always getting a lot of chances, but you know, hopefully with a few tweaks, you know, you see more of this because I'm excited to see these 5 years can make any kind.
Yeah, I mean, I remember talking to Scrappy about this a few months ago, and we got into an argument about it because he was saying that there's no, like, he would ask me, well, what challenger team is going to beat any of the CDL teams, right? Like, he was arguing to me that, you know, the bottom CDL teams would fry in challengers. And I mean, we saw this weekend that teams at the top of challengers, one of these teams didn't even qualify and beat 2 CDL teams, which is crazy. These guys aren't even at the top of challengers, and they were able to take down 2 CDL teams. So I think it just goes to show that there's a lot of talent down there. And, you know, sometimes you got to open your eyes a little bit and actually watch.
There's a lot of potential, man. You just have to unlock it, bro. Like, sometimes it's going to work out. Sometimes you're going to bring in a challenger player and it's going to fit. It's going to fit like a glove. It's going to be easy as fuck. And then sometimes you're going to bring somebody in and sure, it might not work out, but if they're on a different team or maybe they're in a different environment or they're just like, you work with people a certain way, like they can improve, bro. It's COD. It's not fucking rocket science.
Yeah.
Players are always trying to keep their job too. You know, you're only one roster change away from saying like, yo, we might need a roster change and you might be the guy to go. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that challenger player comes in, they might whack someone on the bench. It could be you, it could be someone else. You don't know. So that's why a lot of it is gate kept too, because, you know, you say the wrong thing, you know, oh, I think we should drop this guy. And then everyone's like, actually, I think we should drop this guy. And then boom, you're gone.
Right, but Cartier, it shouldn't even be up to like, it shouldn't even be up to the players sometimes. Like, organizations should be putting their foot down. Like, if a team is not performing or they're getting shit on.
We flamed the works for making shit teams too.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying there's been times
don't do enough.
Like, there's been times where I feel like an organization, like whether it's the GM or the coach, need to step in and communicate and actually actively, you know, make some changes here. Where, you know, sometimes I feel like sometimes the players dictate too much, especially when it comes to GAs and snipers and all that shit. But we'll talk. You know, that's another topic. But I mean, sometimes I just feel like the GM should just step in and be like, no. Like, we give you guys a salary, we pay you guys this money, this is what we're going to do.
I think one thing that would be really interesting as a concept is if there was a sponsor out there willing to write say a $500,000, $600,000 check. You would subsidize a sub on each team. You'd pay the full salary, assuming that player plays challengers all year. I think you would see teams take advantage of that. It would be much smarter than say they were the first year to CDL. They all picked up AR players. You'd see some of these challengers players get
some people picked up content creators.
Yeah, but this forces you not to do that because the player have to pick up to play challengers and compete.
Remember,
right?
Maniac was a sub.
To get those opportunities.
You remember when Maniac was a sub in what was it?
For Florida.
Wait,
I wanted to say something. This is why I'm a big proponent of more teams, because if there's more teams, there's just more spots for people to literally go in and like work and make different like environments for each other. Like imagine, let's say you're like a player on a bad team, right? But there's like more pro team options for you to play on. So you go in, you play with a different pro team instead of just getting dropped into challengers, and you go and you can work on it, and then you might actually be good on that team. But also, bro, I'm sorry. We look at the league in the wrong way. Everyone's like, oh, we don't need more boring matches. But that shit's stupid. It would create more parity at the bottom and middle tier. It wouldn't create any parity at the top. But that's not going to get fixed if you have less teams. Then it's always going to be top heavy, bro. The best teams, the best players are going to play with the best teams and the best players. That's always going to be that way. Yeah. You should look at it from like the bottom up, not from the top down, in my opinion. That's why there needs to be more spots.
More pro-am content preseason, more program content. Have a pro-am in the first event of the year. Have a pro-am in the middle of the year. You have EWC at the end if you want to have a traditional COD Champs event. After EWC, let's do it. Let's get 4 different ways for people to get in the mix. And that way you can still have this CDL league that appeases the owners and Activision. You also get
a police chase right now. Zin, are you in a police chase live on the flank?
They got me!
Yo, they got Oz, bro.
Tony, no, not Oswald. But listen, guys. Hey, but I do want to wrap up Group A so we can move on to the next group. Anybody else got any final thoughts on Group A? Expect some roster changes. Obviously, we'll be doing a lot of roster mania shows throughout the offseason. So you guys just got to make sure you're hitting that bell button, following the channel, because we'll be going live randomly with all this roster mania stuff. But any other final thoughts on Group A?
Nope.
All right, let's move on to Group B. By the way, for the audio listeners, Optic and 5 Fears were the 2 teams coming out of Group A. So, Optic, obviously, World started their way through it, 2 3-0s, and 5 Fears going into 2 Game 5s, able to get the job done against 2 CDL teams after not qualifying for EWC. So just a crazy story in Group A. But let's head over to Group B. We had Gentlemates today going up against the Challengers team, Team Orchid. I'm going to be honest, that team was looking rough. But then Gentlemates, they went up against 100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves were able to come out on top in that one. I'll be honest, this was probably the one group where everything went as expected, except for maybe Surge taking out Thieves, but that didn't surprise me too much because they've also had their number, right? So it's like this group kind of went how I thought it was going to go. Maybe you can interchange Vancouver and Thieves if you think like that, but there wasn't really any crazy stories here, at least in my book. But what do you think, Sam? Obviously, Thieves lost to Vancouver. I mean, I feel like Vancouver's been a tough matchup for him, no, Sam? I feel like it just wasn't that
lost
like
their
crazy.
last 2 champs in this one. But I mean, this pool was pretty routine. I'm still not sold by the way that Thieves played today. They choked a 2-0 control lead against. I mean, they beat LAG twice. I got nothing positive to say yet. We'll see how they do in bracket. So I got really nothing to add to how Thieves have been playing.
Yeah, Ben, what do you think? Any thoughts on Group B? I mean, a pretty straightforward group here. I mean, Thieves. I think we've seen Thieves play better than have they played in the pool play so far. So we'll kind of see how they turn it around, or what, Ben? I feel like Thieves could play better than what they're showing right now. Dylan Envoy's been struggling. There's been some people struggling on there getting kills. They just don't seem as much of a super team to me, at least in the pools right now. But obviously, COD's day to day. They can bring it back. But what do you think, Benj?
I think listen, they have Optic coming up. They win that. They're going to have delusional confidence. They lose, and they're definitely making team changes. So I think it's one of the most important matches of the season coming up right here. And whether they show up or not, I guess we'll find out 24 hours from now.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? Any thoughts on Group B?
I mean, not pretty routine. I'm excited to see Surge and Thieves match up tomorrow. Not like them play against each other, but their matches tomorrow. I mean, both teams are good. I mean, Thieves definitely still need to work on shit. There's a lot of questions up in the air with their roster, especially with how FaZe ended the tournament, which we'll talk about soon. So who knows, man? A lot of people on that roster, well, a couple people on that team are going to be fighting for their spots.
Yeah. What did you think about that teamwork at Inder? What did you think? We'll go to you, Inder, because you know a lot of these challenger guys. But I mean, what did you think? Do you think they're better than this, or do you think it was just a rough showing from them this weekend? Obviously, they brought Beans in after he was removed from his team. But what did you think of teamwork at Inder?
I mean, they did have the gauntlet bracket, but that's not an excuse. I mean, you got to beat the best to be the best. But I mean, they just got slammed. Like they got slammed 3-0. Like if you're gonna beat any pro team, it's probably Gentlemates, and they low-key got slammed by them. So. Like, it probably wasn't a good showing. They didn't play well, in my opinion. Yeah. But, yeah.
You got any thoughts on 100 Thieves in there? How do you think 100 Thieves is playing right now? Like, honestly. Like, do you like the way they're playing? Do you think I feel like they're better than what they're showing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think the real test is going to be tomorrow. I think literally tomorrow is... That round one could literally be, like, finals. Like, I'm not excluding, like, Surge, obviously, out of the race, but, I mean, if 100 Thieves beat Optic, like Loki, like what Ben said, they're gonna have delusional confidence. And I feel like they'll just like get like flowing, like they'll just like get rolling. Once they get rolling, like we know like the team that 100 Thieves could be. So tomorrow's match is gonna show a lot.
Yeah, I mean this is kind of we're coming into bracket play now, right? So you need to be able to bring that energy and kind of get that momentum you're talking about, right, Ender? Like I feel like COD's all momentum, so I'm always gonna have to try and catch that fire this weekend and get in rhythm here. But let's go to you, Cartier. What about you? What do you think of Group B, Cartier, as a whole? Any surprises to you? I mean, pretty straightforward or what?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I think the Orchid team definitely, I feel like when they picked up Beans, they didn't really think about what was going on. They had 3 main ARs from what I was hearing, or 3 AR players. They dropped Henry. And I also feel like, if Ben getting dropped from Toronto, he didn't get on a CDO team. He probably should have just not have joined an amateur team and, without the practice. I feel like that didn't benefit anyone in that situation. Obviously, you want to play at all the biggest tournaments, but you've also got to think about yourself and other people as well. So, that's the only thing I got to really say about Orchid and how they went around it. But other than that, pretty straightforward. Gentlemates, not a very good team. We all know that. And, Thieves looked a bit shaky against Surge, but like you said, they had their number, and, we've got to see how they play against Optic tomorrow.
Tony, you got anything on Group B, Tone? You still with us?
Yeah, I'm here now. I mean, that was pretty standard.
Yeah, I mean, we could just move on to the next group. This was a pretty straightforward group.
I do think we give our flowers to Surge, though, because, bro, they have been consistent, like, as a team since they picked up NEP. Like, since they picked up NEP, like, they have been consistent. Like, no matter, like, what, like people are saying, and just how they're playing, like, they're consistent. Like, they're a consistently, like, good team, like, overall. So, I feel like they deserve their flowers.
Yeah, all year. I mean, all year they've been playing well. I think Neptune's obviously been a really good player for them, and he's kind of changed their dynamic a lot. But their consistency has been great this year. They just had a hard time closing. I feel like they got to try and figure out how to close in some of these big series when it gets to the tail end, especially like if they were to make it to another final. They gotta try and figure that out. But any other final thoughts? Ready to move on to the next Group C? What are we thinking? All right, let's move on. Group C, coming up next, and for those of you wondering, audio listeners, 100 Thieves, Vancouver, they're moving on from Group B. Group C, we have Team Falcons, who went up against Team War. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of felt bad for Team War this weekend because they lost Lins last second. I heard that they lost Lins 2 days before their flight, which is like, I mean, that's kind of tough. They played with a coach this weekend, which was
and Bink is an AR player in Challengers. He's not even a sub.
Right. So I just kind of felt bad for him. I felt like this weekend was kind of a wash for them. They got smoked by Boston yesterday, and then Falcons came in and 3-0'd them today, and you could just tell that they were uncomfortable. Even though Bink was top fragging on one of the maps, he was top fragging, and I'm like, dude, what is going on with Team War? They just didn't look good, to be honest, and I'm sure the team change had a lot to do with that. Also, Adam Assault did announce his retirement today on the broadcast and said that it is his last time, probably his last match up on stage, which obviously is sad when you see a player go out. I mean, Adam Assault's a world champion. He's been playing Call of Duty. He's been a professional for many, many years. He's been competing for probably a decade now. So I just wanted to show some love to Adam and just, congratulate him on a great career. He obviously got a ring, and a lot of people can't accomplish that, including myself. And, it's cool to see, players, what they're able to accomplish, and, all the memories, the people they've met. We've been watching Adam Assault for years, bro. So I just want to show some love to Adam. But Sam, we'll go to you. We'll work our way down. Group C, Team Falcons, they go up against the Boston Breach. They fall short, and Boston was able to take them down in that map 5. So it was a good series. Falcons, they made a roster change coming in. They bring in TJ, and they fall short to Boston, who obviously got a top 3 placing at champs, but they were able to take it to a last map. What'd you think of the group? What'd you think of the series? What are your thoughts, Sam?
I had both of Toronto or Koi and Boston coming out. Falcons, it was a one-off tournament. It always was going to be. I think that this team wasn't going to survive past EWC. I don't know what direction they're going to go, because I know that obviously there's been rumors with the BZ, and obviously we'll get to FaZe's pool. I know Sib has been tied here. Like, there's a lot of opportunities for a bunch of different players here. So I don't really know what's going to happen with Falcons. I wasn't expecting a lot at this tournament. But I mean, it was a pretty routine pool for me, at least results wise. Boston, I'm sorry, bro. I've been saying it. I'm just still not convinced by this team. I know they got 3rd at champs, but like, this team is awful at hardpoint, like one of the worst hardpoint teams that I've seen. And I just don't think they're going to get very far, especially in a single limb format. We'll see.
What about you, Benj? What do you think?
I think on the side of Boston, I agree with Sam. I think they're just going to get around it tomorrow. But like at the end of the day, I think regardless, it's been a really good run for those players. I think they're overperforming like their talent as a group, and we'll see kind of what happens in the offseason. I think for War, yeah, I agree with you. The deck was kind of stacked against them with the Lens thing. And man, for Falcons, I thought they could find a way with how weak Boston is in respawn, get in this one. But an absolute stinker like last map. You pick up Tej, he drops a donut. Last map. I think their team will go in a lot of different directions potentially this offseason. I'm excited to see kind of how that works out for them.
Duarte, what are your thoughts? Boston, kind of hot and cold, huh, Duarte? I mean, you never know what you're going to get from Boston. They're either incredible. I mean, I'll be honest, I feel like Purge is kind of a big part of this team, right? I mean, Dylan attached to it during the watch party today. When Purge is frying in hardpoint, they win hardpoints. If Purge is not playing good, then it's probably chalked. And Snoopy has that potential too, but I feel like Purge's really been that guy for him. I mean, Duarte, what do you think is going on with Boston? What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on the group? Give us your thoughts, Chris.
Sam's hit the nail on the head. There's the bad hardpoint team. They've been really good at search for most of the year, and that's like why they've actually like made runs at tournaments. Their control was super up and down. There was a point where they were completely awful at control, and then randomly they just didn't lose control. So, I mean, they're a coin flip team. I don't really know what they're going to have to do to get some consistency. At first, Snoopy was a star player. Then it was Purge. Cammy had a good stint, then he was awful, and then Wake had a lot of bad stints, and then he got good towards the end. So, yeah, I mean, flip a fucking coin to see who's gone off this team and what you need to do. Because truthfully, I couldn't even tell you watching this team. As far as the Ultra or Movie Star or KY or whatever you want to call them, they looked pretty good with Abe. I'm still not sure if Insight is going to be on this team in the future, just because he's always still been a question mark. I like his play style and how he helps his teammates, enables them, but sometimes I feel like it definitely hurts them when they play against the better teams. And I'm curious to see how they do with Abe in their team and Kleenex on that flex when they do play top teams again. Because you got to think they were in a relatively easy pool in comparison to some of the other teams, so they still got a lot more to prove with Abe on their team.
Yeah, I mean, based from what I've seen from Abe, I love watching Abe play. I mean, the aggression that he puts to the map is awesome to see. But what about you, Cartier? I'm going to pull up some stats too from the Boston Breach series going up against the Falcons. But what do you think, Trey? What's your thoughts?
I mean, listen, I work with one of the biggest Boston Breach fans of all time, Tactical Rab. He loves them. I don't know why. They're very hot or cold. They don't do very well at majors, and then they go at champs and get top 3. And obviously that's good for them. But is it consistent enough? Are you happy enough with that result? Yeah, for sure. You're happy with the money you made, but throughout the whole year, you haven't really been a good team. I feel like Cammy and Awakening as a duo are kind of an issue. They don't exactly fry together or work off of each other. Either one fries and the other one doesn't, or they both don't fry. There's no in between. They're never really on a game at the same time. So I think as a 4, I like him. I like him as like a dark horse team, but consistent result wise, I don't really see him doing anything. And then obviously Falcons, Sam said it perfectly. I don't know what they're doing. This team was never going to be amazing. The team change wasn't going to win them the event, or in my mind, they were going to get them out of groups, and that was proven today. So, it was cool seeing all the Saudi fans and Exnid getting gassed, you know, when they were winning maps and stuff like that. But other than that, it was just a pretty straightforward for me.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ender, you got any thoughts on
I gotta
Falcons,
go, boys.
Boston? You're good, Zinni. I appreciate you hopping in, Tom.
Peace.
All right.
Later, brother.
Hey, boys. See you, boys.
Later, man.
Honestly, like I feel like Boston's like a pretty like I don't know why I feel like they're a good team. Like I feel like they could like beat any team. Like they could beat Optic or like a FaZe, but like they could lose to like any team as well, like the lower ranked teams. Like I swear I'd like rather see Boston against like a top team than a bottom team.
Yeah,
I think it's just because they're bad at hardpoint, bro. Like they can stay in an extended series with their search, but those 1s and 4s against any quality team, I think is just fucked.
They're just going to end the season as a top 6 flawed team, and I think for the talent and what they have, that like is not that bad of a season for where it could have gone.
I think they're just a better LAG from last year. I look at this team the exact same.
It could have been bottom feeders with 20 points, like down there with Falcons instead. Like they actually made a run of champs. Like that's respectable to them.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, we'll see what happens with Falcons. I mean, I expect Falcons to make a lot of changes as well. I mean, both these teams, I think I could see making some changes, but I think the Falcons, Chris, I think you said it best yesterday, right? A Band-Aid. A lot of these teams just have a Band-Aid.
TJ's a Band-Aid right now.
Right.
Like, I'm just curious where they're going to go with AG, bro, because like I think people like I don't know if it's just because he's been on Falcons for like most of the year now, but I think people forget how good AG was at like the last couple of titles. Like he was fucking ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So like they have a key piece on there, somebody that can win championships, has won champs, somebody that can disrupt this whole top team bubble. It's just whether they pair him with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be honest. If next game is like this game, I think they have an AG size problem in their team, and I really think Falcons could potentially go in a lot of different directions of the roster, and I don't think they hit spot. If they can make some super team is like entirely safe. POV.
I mean, fortunately for next year, if the rumors are true and we get BO2 maps or something along those lines, like if I remember Blow's maps, they're not very bang out heavy maps. Like you actually have to play smart, you play ratty, you do those things. And I think AG is that type of player. He's not a bang out player. He's not a guy that's just going to fly in. He's a setup SMG and he pops off that way. So we'll see.
SMG
we'll see.
Is one of a kind. I think he baits the fuck out of his team. And I just think he's got that talent. I think there's things that he's got to work on, like as a teammate, if they want to get to a level. But I can just see a direction that Falcons go in where they make this mercenary team. They have zero chemistry, and they spend $1 million and get fucking like 70 CDL points for it. So I just think for Falcons, like I think nobody on this team has done enough to keep their spot. I think they can go in any what direction what they want with.
AG's a great player, though, Ben. He just needs the right people around him, in my opinion.
He's got to get in the right team situation. The best team situation for him is where he has the ultimate green light.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, and he's what a ring. I'm not going to disrespect last season either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was at times their best player last year on Optic. I think if next year is like this year and it relies on teamwork and communication and reading the game correctly, and you can't rely on individual skill because I think the skill in the league has gotten more even because of these games. It's going to be tough to have that play style and win consistently.
I'm not going to lie, bro. Like this game, I don't think people realize how different this game is to every other COD title in the way the pacing is, in the way the maps are designed. Like not only that, the Omni movement. I think people are maybe a little too hard on that whole Pred playstyle thing. Like we saw how well he worked with Shotzzy last year. We saw how well he played on the Surge.
Hands on that Optic team though. There was,
but it was mainly off of S&D. It wasn't ever really much about their respawn back on that team. It was always S&D. And if there's one criticism of him as a player, like that I will carry forward, is always going to be Surge. But I'm not going to have one off year of respawn game mode for him with a completely different title that plays completely different than other teams ruin my perspective and my like ideology of how this guy is as a player. If it continues to happen, then yeah, I think it'll be a much more fair criticism. But this was a weird year for him, especially with all that he went through.
Yeah, he did. To your point, he didn't even start like at the start of the year. Like he literally had a break, so he started like the game kind of late too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cartier, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna come in and say like we're judging Pred based on, for one, like Inda said, he didn't really start the year off and then he came back in. Obviously had that slow start of Optic, but I think we can all come to an agreement that team was just chalked. Like that was just absolutely done for. And then obviously he joins the Falcons. We can't really judge AG on the Falcons. Like, let's be honest. He joined a team that was, what was it, 1 and something or 0 and something? Like, I wouldn't have joined. Like, he knew he wasn't going to win. He just needed to get his gunny up for next year because he knows he's going to get a godlike team. He's still a godlike player, just straight off a ring last year. I don't think anyone's taken what he's done this year seriously, and I even don't think he is. I think he's just happy to be back on the league, shooting his gun and playing with some people that are fun to play with, like Alec, like TJ. And I think he enjoys playing with Exnid too. He's going to come in next year. He's got a good backing from a really good organization with a lot of money, and it wouldn't surprise me next year if we saw AG get a team that he likes playing with, a team that's supported by the Falcons, and them being a top contender or like one of the teams we see like a top 3.
I don't want to extend this conversation too much, but there's a problem that they've had in CS and our teams. Like, it's cool that they've got the money, but you just end up with a mercenary team vibe. And as we've seen with the way that the CDL is laid out now, like, you need a team that is single-minded. I'm just concerned that is a potential path that they can kind of go down next season.
Yeah, that could be said for every team. That could be said for every team that needs to rebuild, though.
But listen,
sure. No, that's totally understandable, Chris.
AG won with Mac, Accuracy, and Sib. We didn't look at that team as a superstar team, and he won with that team. He joins Optic. We look at that team as a superstar team. He wins there. So it's proven he can win with anyone at any time that is like with the right team and the right mindset with the right strats.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think he's got the talent to win. I think there's things that he can clearly do both on the map, out of map that would help. I just think, again, for Falcons, I think all options. You can't come into this offseason like, we have hard stuck players on our team. I think they could. They wanted to. They have the ability to do it. They could really pressure and build like a super team. So.
All right. I do want to move on to Group D, unless anybody else has anything they want to add to this group. But I think Group D is what everybody is waiting for. I mean, this is the one that I think was the biggest surprise out of the weekend, and we're going to switch on over. We got FaZe Clan getting defeated today by OMIT, a team coming in from Challengers. This is a team that won 2 majors this year, and they get taken down from OMIT, which, in my opinion, I think this OMIT team is unbelievable. The team, for those of you that don't know, is Mamba, Mac, Vivid, and Craze. These guys have been unbelievable, and not just today, and not just yesterday. They have been good all year. I mean, these players, especially Mamba and Craze, like, these guys have been performing in Challengers. It's not like just something that just came out of thin air here. As far as FaZe, these guys are horrible, bro. I mean, in terms of team camaraderie, and not individually, obviously. Individually, they're all very good. But as a team, right now, they are horrible. Their team camaraderie, their teamwork around the map is out the window. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but I smell, and you guys know I can smell really good. I smell a team change coming because, bro, the single pushes were pissing me off. I mean, just watching, there was just no teamwork at all, like hardly any trades. Just seeing them trying to break shit and trying to hit points and control, just single pushing everything. I'm like, bro, this is never gonna work. And then the comms, when they go into listenings, like, bro, the comms are so hectic and so chaotic. Like, I don't even think they know what everybody's doing on the map. Like, how do you even know? Like, you can't even understand what's going on. It just seems like there was a lot of yaps going on, and I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's just not meshing for these guys right now, and I don't know kind of what happened between the beginning when they were winning to now. But I mean, since those 2 majors, it has not been looking good for these guys, and I just expect a team change here. I think they've been playing terribly. This is not what I'm used to seeing with these guys, and I think a change is probably coming up. It's probably needed for some of these guys. And yeah, man, obviously, I root for the FaZe boys, but, you got to be honest here and kind of just say it how it is. And, these guys have not been playing good at all in terms of a team and having that camaraderie. It's gone. I don't know what happened.
They're playing like beginning of the year FaZe right now.
They wish they were playing like beginning of the year FaZe. They were winning tournaments at the beginning.
No, I'm talking about first stage. I'm talking about the first stage, like before the break.
Before Sim got that one before.
Yeah, before that.
They're playing like that right now, bro. No bullshit.
And when you watch these guys, you can tell they're good players, but together, bro, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, they're the single pushing and just the comms and just everything together. When you watch the minimap with these guys, you kind of like scratching your head, especially because you know how good these guys are. So I'm just not really too sure what they're going to do and what their plans are. But Sam, we'll go to you, right? Like, what do you think, Sam? What are your thoughts?
I feel like we should probably. I'm going to save the FaZe discussion for the end, but I think I just want to gas OMIT a little bit. I think that they're another team that, I mean, bro, these guys. I'll come out and say it, these guys are better than half the league current form.
These guys are good, bro.
These guys could easily place top 6 at a major right now if they were to spawn in current form with everybody that played at this tournament in the CDL. These guys would slam them. The funny thing is the comfortability conversation we had at the beginning with 5 Fears. Reese, justice for Reese Vivid, bro. First of all, I'm saying dirty, I will stay at Ted's host for Reese Vivid, bro. Stop fucking dropping Reese, man. This is fucking insane. You're getting outplaced by you weren't allowed to go to the tournament. You're the only one on the team that got to go to the. Never mind.
And the two players on their team fucking didn't get out of groups.
And he's playing with Mac, who was also dropped from C9, and he also outplaced them. Like, this is a comfortability thing. These are 2 players that were in the league that got dropped from their rosters, whether it be performative problems or whatever. They come together because they're comfortable playing together. They came up as amateurs. They're genuinely like friendship cheese. These guys just love playing together.
Vivid and Reese are literally, or Vivid and Mac are literally trash bros. Like,
exactly.
That's like
the environment that these guys create on a team, they probably just fucking love playing COD. And then you combine that with Mambo and Craze, who are legitimately unbelievable. I don't know what else Craze has to do to get in the league. He's won 3 events this year, 2 events, and is now making bracket at EWC. Like, this OMIT team is fucking gross. And the fact that they should have beat FaZe yesterday, not only that, they choked it, came back today and choke slammed them. Like, you're not doing that twice to them. I tipped the fuck out of that. So I'll push the FaZe column for a little bit because I'm sure we'll deep dive that. But I just want to give OMIT the flowers, bro. Those guys are disgusting.
Yeah, those guys are gross, bro. Those guys are insane. Hey, you got, like I said yesterday, you got to give credit to Rafi as well. He's invested into challengers, and he's helping give these guys an opportunity, especially during the year. Like, bro, these guys, he's supporting these guys, whether it's flights, hotels. He's invested a lot of money into building good teams, and he pays attention, and he knows who's talented and who's making noise. And he's been putting some good teams together. So W Rafi, W OMIT, and I couldn't agree more, Sam. I mean, OMIT has been insane. I mean, these guys are good, especially Craze. Craze has been nuts. Actually, Mamba too, all of them, bro. Mac played, bro. Mac was unbelievable.
Yeah, Mac is unreal today.
Mac has been insane.
He loves playing FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe.
I will say I did coach these boys for a week. Me and Rafi had a call about this team. I did coach them for a week, and the first thing I said was, this team would never lose a control, and this team is unbelievable at control. I remember Vivid coming up to me at the event, and Mamba, and they were like, Trey, you said we're going to be discussing it control. We haven't lost one in weeks, and that was scrims too. The first tournament they played together was like a 2K. I think they got top 12, top 16, and I was like, shit, like, whoa, what have we created here? And then after that, they just locked in, and they've been the best team in challenges, and they're just smoking CDO teams now, and one of the best CDO teams, regardless of how they're playing. They're still one of the best CDO teams that's ever existed. So
yeah.
All you can say is wow.
Mm-hmm. Yo, Ender, what do you think about FaZe right now? What the hell's going on with FaZe? What do you think's happening?
Honestly, I feel like they're. What happened?
My bad. It's just the red carpet just scared me a little bit, Ender. It scared me. I didn't.
Yeah.
It's a jump scare. It's a jump scare, Ender. Go ahead.
I feel like they're in their own head a bit. Like, they didn't have a bad season. And then they lost to Optic, and ever since then, they lost champs to Optic, and they've just been playing shit. Like, they look like the start of the year FaZe. So I don't know. I just feel like something's not working out, and they obviously couldn't figure it out. I'm not sure if they're gonna stick out and figure it out, but they got kind of slammed today.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, right? Like, individually, we all know how good these players are. It's just as a team, I just don't know what's going on. I mean, Chris, I kind of want to go to you. Like, what do you think is going on with FaZe? Like, what's happening here?
I think, they're not playing confident when watching them. But on top of that, I think that confidence stems from finally their bad communication that they quote unquote worked for them is just being exposed. I think this game, I'm going to say it again, it's very unique with the way the map designs are. I feel like every little step that you take sometimes on the map is going to influence the way spawns work, the timings of certain plays and where people can get through. And I feel like this team is just it's happening to them where people are getting through, people are making plays on them because they're not communicating efficiently. And I feel like that is why you see at times they just look unconfident because they're just not sure. Whereas you see really well polished Respawn teams where their like situational awareness because of their communication as a team is so good that they almost look like they have walls sometimes, where they're like literally predicting exactly where everything is going to come from, where every engagement is going to come from, and I think it's exposing FaZe a lot. But I do also want to give props to Mac. I want to talk about OMIT a little bit. He's looked unreal. He took a year break, I think, or maybe it was 2 years. I think it was a year. I think it was a year, yeah. And he came back, and I wasn't really sure how he's going to play, but he's developed a lot as a player over the last year, and especially with this stint on OMIT, he looked unreal. I'm excited to watch these guys play some of the other top teams as they progress through this bracket, because I really think they could make some noise. But Mamba as well, he's also a really good AR, man. Like, that guy passes the eye test. He has an actual like snapper, bro. He's gross. And then Craze, Craze won 2 elites and I think 2 tournaments, including challenger champs. Like, that guy, he's finally proven he can do it against the best teams, and he will no doubt be coveted by other teams. So I'm happy for them, and I'm excited to see them play. And the thing about Reese, bro, that people don't like realize is Reese is a glue guy. That guy, if you know Reese as a player, he does whatever it takes to try to get a dub. Like, he's not gonna fucking pop off all the time. He's not gonna camp and shit like that, but he will literally do everything he needs to do to win. If that means dying 100 times,
bro,
or
that scoreboard is the
up.
most Reese vivid stat of all time.
Yeah,
0.9 most damage in the lobby.
Yeah. And I feel like people scapegoat him a lot because they see his stats and they're like, okay, maybe we can upgrade him and get like a Slayer and somebody that's going to elevate our slaying prowess. But they fail to realize that he's one of those people that will just make it easier on your team to win. It's not it, and he's going to help you in that aspect. So
yeah, let's tune into the comms real quick with FaZe. I saw some people in the chat. They wanted us to tune in. Let's tune in. We got a minute of the listening here. Let's see how they sound.
I'm one shot. Nice. I'm one shot.
I ran through line. I don't see trophy.
Back.
We traded. I'm going back. That's first guy. We can first one trophy now.
He's on the car.
I'm going to trophy. Give me time. Yeah.
He's in ball. I'm through the
deep right car. I'm one shot. Here. Deep right car. Ball by pitch mid. He might pitch mid. I get it.
Close on me. Shut up. Watch out. Close.
I'm not pointing.
I'm gonna get your cross.
I can't touch you across.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the deep line.
I'm trying to get your mid. I'm trying
One more front line. Yeah, front art.
Okay, well, FaZe clearly took the last round personally.
All right, so there are the comms. What do you guys think? Granted, they didn't, that was one of the rounds that they did win, but I mean, sheesh.
I mean, the mics sound insane, so it could just be the way the mics, but it sounds fucking insane. Rada.
I don't think it's just the mics, bro.
They've always had spammy, hectic comms, and you watch a team like Thieves, it's like the complete opposite. Look, I don't know if this team's gonna stick together. I think kind of the ride is over, and they had a great 6 years, and you can kind of wax poetic about it. You just don't see you don't see esports teams, you don't see professional teams go that long. But this run is unbelievable out of the trio, but I think they're going to go their separate ways. I just think, to me, the worst defender in their comms is honestly Sal. I think MC, whether he's staying on this team or he's going somewhere else, he's a talented player, but he's got to do a better job of verbalizing what he wants to do on the map and just communicating what he sees.
Would you guys agree with Ben that this is the end of an era here with FaZe? This is it?
Yeah,
they're probably breaking up here.
No. It should be. I think
100%. I don't think you can have that bad of a placement of champs and EWC as a team as strong as FaZe or the players that are on FaZe and not even consider it.
Yeah,
they were probably even considering one after champs, but
And they were considering one last year. They just kicked the can down the road with their EWC win and find themselves here again.
I think at the very least, Draws is just going to go, or they're going to split up. It's one or the other, but Draws didn't have the best year, in my opinion, and I think they're going to either look to upgrade him or they're going to split their separate ways.
If they keep the trio
together and musical chairs a fourth again, I'm going to lose my fucking mind, bro.
I mean, you never know. You never know. I'm just saying that. I'm saying that's at minimum. That's at minimum.
I don't think Draws is the problem. Personally,
I know, but that's just the way they look at it. The people look at it. So I mean, I think that's the minimum, in my opinion.
The biggest issue. I mean, Zach's got to play better. For what it's worth, Zach had a terrible end of the season. I think when you watch him play in hardpoint, the two biggest offenders of why their gameplay sucks is MC and Tyler. I think MC plays too slow, and Tyler is just doesn't play in a consistent way in hardpoint and just kind of.
No, I mean, dude, I was ready to.
It makes them, that's why the minimap fucking sucks. Like,
I was ready to roast FaZe immediately when we started the listening. When it was right at the beginning. Simp literally got that guy on the car a week or whatever, and Abizi's just hiding in vault, and he bashes out and dies. Yeah. And it's like, bro, wait for your teammates to come off spawn and get information on the street, spot the guy, and then chow him, or just sit there and deny vault because you need it to push into the point later. It didn't matter because they ended up getting the kills, but I'm like watching that, and I'm like, bro, that's mistake number one. And like, if you think about how that translates into every other mode, it's just like, bro, you're doing so much unnecessary shit. You're not utilizing your teammates, and you're just taking shit once. Like, it needs to stop.
But listen, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna say how it is. It's a Sims team. This year sucked. If he wants to blow it up, they're gonna blow it up. If he wants the trio to stick, sure, they'll try and make that happen. That's really just, we're not gonna know until we see what the rumors are.
Kesa said I'm putting myself on a team. Yeah, we're compromised, man. It's over with.
Listen,
bro.
I think
it's over, man.
I think it's just time right now that, you know, they didn't win champs last year. They've had they won EWC, cool, but like, you know, everyone was calling that like, you know, Mickey Mouse. And then we come back to this year. They didn't do well at champs. They didn't do well here. They've had an okay year, like Simp said in his comms after the interview, which I think doing an interview after you lost is it's criminal.
Yeah, that's stronger man than I
think that's criminal. They do another esports, like you do.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact it's criminal.
Like,
but
I don't hate it.
Listen, I think it's time that this, you know, I think they know it too. I just think it's time the trio splits and see where we're at. Because I don't think anyone's to blame on this team, but like Sam said, kicking out the fourth guy you picked up, done it to RCs, done it to Slasher, then Draza. Like, when's it going to end to be the point where maybe the issue lies between the trio? And I'm not saying that.
But I also think
it's not fair though. Zach didn't normally in a normal team situation. Zach did not play like great enough at the end of the year to keep his spot 100%. For sure,
but no one did.
I'll say that. I also want to play like a devil's advocate here, and I get they've had a lot of issues recently, but like they've still have had like successful years in terms of like overall looking at placings, and I think the bad champs placing and this bad EWC placing is like what's really like, you know, making it so like everyone wants to make them change. But dude, this team mode is one game mode away from being like back to that like unfuckwittable stage, bro. Their hard point for literally the last couple of years has been their issue, and it's always the same issue. And I don't know if it's just like a player thing or if it's a coaching thing, but if they could get their hard point right, like they could be so much better than they would be. And I just don't know.
The problem is it's not, bro, like coaching, performance coaches are not going to fix if you have two players that don't want to play a hard point the right way. I don't know how many times you need to fuck them.
I mean, maybe they're not going about it the right way, but I would if
I don't know how many times you need to watch it, bro. I'm not
going to sit here and gas myself because I think this is far from realistic, but I would fucking eat my own foot to coach that team in hard point because I feel like I genuinely could make them good at the game mode.
Listen, I guarantee this is a situation, and you have all been players. And you've all gone through this. I guarantee it's a situation where players are making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over. It doesn't matter how many times it's brought up to him by players on the team, in VOD review, in one-on-ones, by the coaching staff. If those guys cannot retain that information and apply it to the gameplay, it's never going to fix it. It doesn't matter if you fucking, I don't know, Bill Belichick is your fucking coach.
I mean, but that's just not necessarily true because even if they did split, like what's stopping you from saying they might just understand it on a different team with different players?
Well,
like that's just not
going next. That's the problem.
You actually think that's a thing?
You got to get better because, you know, to the point about MC, like whatever next team he goes on, he's got to improve his issues. If they drop, you know, Tyler or Zach, like they got to improve on their issues. Like it is what it is, bro. They're not meshing. They've been together too long. It's clear, especially when you watch them play hardpoint, that there's just not
and also
one minus.
Also, just to clear this with chat, like I'm not like sitting here saying that they should 100% or stick or they should 100% blow it up. I'm more so playing on the fence. That's why I said I'm playing a devil's advocate because like just to like having for an argument's sake, like you can't just look at things from one way. If it's one game mode that's held them back for a couple of years, maybe they just looked about it the wrong way. Maybe they just don't understand it as a team, and if they had outside help or maybe if they did have a different team environment, I feel like they could maybe figure out a way to get better at that mode, but it's always been hard point for them.
Let me have the floor here. Let me have the floor. Cartier, let's go right back to you. Cartier, you got anything else you want to add, Cartier? The floor is yours. You say whatever you want. Please do not cut off Cartier. when he's speaking. Go ahead, Cartier.
I mean, listen, you know,
And another thing.
Hang on, let me. No, listen. You know, end of the day,
I didn't know.
My thing is, you know, sometimes it's like one of those relationships where you've been together too long and you're just fucking sick of each other, and it just could be one of those ones.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Cartier.
They've done great together. They've done great together. Let's not discredit them. 2 events back to back this year, and they just couldn't figure out the big ones and the ones after that. But I feel like they've had a strong start, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I feel like players of that caliber are going to sit there and think, we need to sort this out. And I think the change is the only thing we can do, because you have to.
Yeah.
This Father Time is undefeated, bro. Like a 6-year run. You guys obviously competed and watched a lot of esports. I mean, you watch other games. Like 6-year run for a team is like an insane level of stability. I mean, there aren't many teams across the entirety of esports that have that kind of run. You know,
we get it. I do want to go into a listen in here with OMIT. Listen, I actually thought they sounded pretty good. So I want to tune in and get what you guys see what you guys think. Obviously, we listened to the FaZe listening, right? Let's listen to the OMIT listening real quick.
Can we retain the lead? Here come FaZe. Rolling thunder across Skyline. Mac gets 2. Cellium now keeping that play alive on the right-hand side of the map. Oh, now through the middle comes Draw.
Is this not the listening? Did Breaking Point just hold me? Am I onto OMIT lit perfect P2 into OMIT listening? Oh, okay, it's probably midway through.
Let's go for a Bravia listen in.
Two, wait for 2. Look for 2. Can we like door zip on me? Bar 1 HP. Yeah, watch your zip. I'm in the back. 2 right now. Here, setting for now. Yeah, cells and you. Cells, you one's and you. Fire. Worked up it. Yeah, I'm gonna go to ground. Front to her. Yeah, watch your close left fire. Wait. Watch your close left fire.
Nice, dude. They're showing. Nice. I'm going. These two are both by me probably. He's our close fire. Our close fire in P1. Our close fire in P1.
You weak, busy.
P1 dead.
In you weak.
Give me a second. Yeah, I'm going mid with you.
I'm working the hallway.
Bottom mid, you in time.
I heard you.
Watch your rugs.
I'm gonna wait for the stone ramp.
Yeah.
Push up front.
I'm down front with you.
Weak, Jazza.
On the bar, sit.
I got one.
Rugs down on the bar.
Take it time, bro.
Sell P1.
All right, so not a long one, but man, tell me that wasn't peaceful, man. Just peaceful. Some nice small talk in there. I mean, calling out where they are. They're small talking a bit like, I'm gonna come with you, top mid. I'm gonna come with you here. We're gonna do this. Watch your right here. Just having like conversations with each other. And you can hear everyone. Like I can hear them. Like I can understand what's going on. I can hear everything that's going on. And on top of that, I feel like in their ears, it's not just a bunch of clutter, and they can focus, right? Like they can listen. They can sound whore. They can focus. Like they can. I thought the listening was great. I thought it was super clear, precise, like to the point. And I think you can clearly hear the difference, right? I think that's why OMIT's playing good. They're a good team, right? Like there's a lot of great individual players throughout the league. But you're not going to be able to perform if you're not a good team and can't communicate with each other. And I think that's a big problem. Somebody in the chat said, let us hear FaZe comms remaining. I don't know if you're faded or off the fucking babanya or something.
Do you just get here? Like, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on with you, bro.
OMIT are also using the same mics FaZe are using, and they sounded great.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they said it. Yep, because Duarte said it was the mics, and I was like, I don't know if it's the mics. They're calling out one thing 20 times.
Using the same headset.
I mean, like art. I mean, we know he's art, right? One art.
I mean, the way that OMIT is calling out, they're getting the best information possible, like as soon as possible. Like if that makes sense. Like their comms are just clear, so like they're stressing what needs to be stressed. Like they're just getting the best information possible. Like in that moment.
Look at Rafi. Rafi said they should pick up the whole team and not just individually. Listen, Rafi's a businessman. Okay, Rafi, I see what you're doing. Rafi, you're a businessman. You know what I mean? But hey, it would be a good idea to keep the whole team together. I don't think it's a bad idea. If they're really good together as a team, I agree, Rafi. And, this is not the end of OMIT, right? We're going to see them tomorrow here in the bracket. I'm excited for it, man. We got the groups finished. The group plays are done. The pool plays are over with. And we hop in to the bracket. Keep in mind, guys, this is a single elimination bracket. So if anybody here loses, they are done. So we'll see.
Unless you make it to semis, and then which place you play, the third place decider, man.
Nobody cares about that shit. You know what I mean? A third place decider match, man. What the fuck?
It's extra money though. It's extra. It's no action. No. It's a decent amount of money.
Actually, how much money is it? How much money is it, Ben? No, you're right. You're right, Ben. You're right.
I think it's an extra 20K each.
Damn. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it's good.
It's 80. It's an extra. Actually, no, it's extra 120K.
That's
So-
cool.
it's
No,
just
no,
30K.
80K, extra 80K, extra 80K.
That's a great coin.
Yeah, it's
Also,
fine.
No, that
one
is good
last-
coin. That
one
is
last
good coin.
thing.
That's fire. That's actually sick.
One last thing while we're on the topic of the whole like OMIT stuff and 5 years and the opening of teams, Jake Sucky tweeted that like no established esport league should be limited to just 12 teams, and then Adam Apicella quote tweeted it. You can either pull it up or you can, or I can read it for you.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read it though. Read it. Go ahead.
Because he said CDL is still dope. I think there are some really formative structure tweaks that could maintain the franchise protection and open the door for real amateur participation. Exciting to think about the possibilities that could be built on top of the awesome CDL bedrock in place. And there's esports that are like that. I think like Halo has something with like partnered teams and stuff like that, and they still allow the amateurs to kind of like participate and get up there with the pro teams. But I mean, genuinely, I think a lot of people have been calling for a format change, and I feel like I'm really hoping we get one next year or something more open to like the olden days.
I mean, it'd be great, but in a day that requires the owners to want to relent power to their teams, I just don't know if they're going to do it. So hopefully we see more pro-ams, but until like we get a full push pivot out of Activision, I think we're not going to see like the partner.
There's a lot of things they could do. Like for example, the minor tournaments. It could be a minor tournament, but it could also include like the top 4 like challenger elite teams if they wanted to do something like that. I don't really know how it would like link up, but they could do a lot of shit where they incorporate the teams. What's stopping them realistically? It's so stupid.
Well, what's stopping them is the owners, bro. I think there are people at the league that would love for more pro-am competition. I think there are people at the league that aren't a fan of multiple streams at the same time, but I think they're open to more ideas. Obviously, Adam and I think EFG and DreamHack pro-ams really benefit, their business model, so I think they'd always be down for that. But I think it's really just down to the owners being down to just kind of tweak the thing they got going on. That's what it is.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do want to take a look at the bracket and give our thoughts and maybe do some predictions here. What do they play till tomorrow, Ben? Do they play all the way to?
No, it's just all the 4 quarterfinals tomorrow.
So just quarterfinals and that's it? Okay. So we got the quarterfinals tomorrow. We got Optic facing off against 100 Thieves. Man, that's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one. We got Boston Breach going up against the Team Heretics. We got OMIT going up against Koi, which is... wait. Oh, no, that's the other team. I was going to say, wait, that was Abe's old team. No, it was the other team. The other Challengers team. But we got Koi going up against OMIT, and then we have 5 Fears going up against the Vancouver Surge. So we got some great matchups tomorrow. We're going to have 4 banger matches tomorrow. I'm so excited for this. I feel like anything can happen here. I just don't know what the hell is going to happen, but let's give our thoughts and let's give our predictions. We'll start from the bottom. We'll end with the big one, right? We got 5 Fears going up against Vancouver. 5 Fears, I mean, they made a run. They took down 2 CDL teams, but can they take down the Vancouver Surge, guys? I mean, it's a different ball game with the Vancouver
Revenge
Surge.
Series, 5 Fears, Game 5.
Revenge Series, bro.
Man, Hicks, the storylines are crazy,
Did
man.
you see what Charlie tweeted before the weekend?
No, what did he
This is
do?
gonna be a ball no-age fucking tweet, but he tweeted like a picture from Media Day and said like hubbing for a 2015-2016 Leicester City run, and like I don't know, they're kind of getting there, bro. They're kind of getting there.
Yeah, I mean, they're there, right? They just need to keep the run going. I mean,
Yeah.
they just need to keep doing what they're doing. But me personally, I think Vancouver's going to be too strong for them. I think Vancouver's going to take care of business tomorrow with this series. But 5 Years has made a good run. And if they were to come out and Hicksy gets his revenge series, that'd be awesome. I mean, I'd be super happy for Hicksy and the boys. I mean, that'd be insane. But I'm going to go with Vancouver Surge in this one. I'll say 3-1. But Sam, what do you think? We'll work our way down. We'll do predictions.
Vancouver 3-1.
Okay. Benj?
I think Vancouver 3-1. They've been too disciplined this tournament.
Duarte?
I got Surge, bro. They got Neptune the fucking Am Slayer on there, bro. Like he's about to go have a field day.
Trey Cartier?
It's just gonna be a Surge 3-0 for me. I think 5 Fears, they haven't played. They've done what they needed to do, but Surge is a different ball game. You know, they've beat G2, who are respectfully ass, and then Cloud9, who are also respectfully ass, and Surge are not respectfully ass. So I feel like they're coming up against a pretty solidified squad.
Yeah. What about you, Ender? What do you got?
I got a 3-0 as well for Surge.
3-0 Surge. All right. Then we got OMIT going up against Koi. I'm going with OMIT. I'm going with OMIT tomorrow against Koi. I can see them Honestly, damn, I can see OMIT making a run. I mean, I think OMIT's going to struggle with probably Thieves, Surge, and Optic, but I see them beating Koi. I don't know why. I'm going with OMIT. I'm riding with Rafi tomorrow. Rafi, I'm going with you guys tomorrow. All right, I'm going OMIT. I'll say 3-2. I can see it being a grueler. Obviously, this can go either way. I mean, both teams are great. But I'm going to go with OMIT on this one. That's where my prediction's going. I just love what I'm seeing from them. I love the comms. I love the confidence. The slaying power's there. Ender, you said it best today, right? Like, if one guy's not playing well, there's always another guy there stepping up. Yeah. So I think really highly of this team. I'm going to go with OMIT. Sam, who do you got?
I'm all aboard, bro. Give me OMIT, man. I'm on it, bro. I'm on it.
Way.
I'm all aboard, dude.
Oh, man. What about you, Benj? What about you? Regardless, it's going to be a good series. Either Abe and the boys go through. I'd be super happy for Abe, or OMIT and the boys go through, right? Like, it's really a win-win, all right? Got Mac and the boys on one end, got Abe and the boys on another. My sons are playing. What about you, Benj? What do you think?
I want to say OMIT, but if this goes Game 5, Toronto's been unbelievable in Game 5s this year. I know they haven't played yet any with Abe, but just to be different on this, I'll go with Toronto in Game 5.
All right, Ben's got Toronto. Who do you got, Chris? What do you think?
I'm on the OMIT train as well, boys. I just think they look unreal, and I want to see them make a run. I want to see them play against a championship caliber team because I just think the storyline would be fucking nuts. Like to see them make a run.
Mm-hmm. Cartier?
Listen, I've purchased a first-class ticket on this goddamn train. I'm locked in. We're going for the OMIT boys, but I ain't going last map. I'm going 3-1.
3-1.
Also, just to make things more interesting, with the whole KOI situation, they were obviously allowed to make one roster change going into this tournament. But again, I'm still not sold on the Jamie thing, and I'm trying to push this propaganda that if FaZe does implode, Draza would not be a bad pickup for this team if they wanted to go the full aggression type of play style and get rid of Jamie and then have Kleenex and him run ARs or flexes. So I think that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Ender? Who do you got?
I got OMIT. OMIT 3-2.
Oh my God, let's go.
We like what we see from OMIT.
This train's packed.
Yeah. We're all riding with Rafi tomorrow to make some room. Then we got Team Heretics going up against the Boston Breach. Me personally, I just like what I've seen from Miami more. So I'm going to go with Heretics in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boston get the W here. It just depends what kind of Boston we get tomorrow. I just don't know what kind of Boston's going to show out. So I'm going with Miami, but it wouldn't surprise me if this goes either way. I'll go 3-2. 3-1, 3-2. Who do you got, Sam?
Miami comfortably 3-0.
All right. Benj?
Miami 3-0 time respect.
Duarte?
Miami, for sure.
Cartier?
Miami. Train's packed.
Wow, man. Wow. It is packed. Ender, you going Miami too?
Yeah, I'm going Miami 3-1.
Wow. All right. So we all have Miami in that one going taking down the Boston Breach. I mean, I don't know if it'll be a 3-0. We'll see. I mean, I really do feel like if Boston come out and they're just on one, you never know. But I got Miami.
Low train.
Miami. Then we got Optic versus 100 Thieves. This is the big one. I mean, these are the two big dogs that everybody's ready to see. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm going with Optic. I just think they're giving me the same vibes as champs. 3-0, 3-0 in groups. They look super comfortable, super confident, and they're just a well-oiled machine right now. Where on the other end with Thieves, again, I just feel like they don't look like they're playing up to their potential right now. So for me, I've liked what I've seen more from Optic from champs up until now. So I'm going with Optic. But what about you, Sam? I'm going 3-1, 3-2 Optic. Probably 3-1. 3-1. What about you, Sam?
I got Thieves cooking these frauds. Absolutely tucking them to bed. Cooking these frauds.
Sam, you got a 3-0 tuckage?
Hydra Masterclass.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Benj? Do you agree with Sam LaRue?
No, I think Optic 3-0 them in
shit.
3-0? That wouldn't be fun.
Oh, shit. Hey, my bad, Sam. What the fuck?
It's all good, man. It happens.
What about you, Chris? Who do you got?
I got Optic, but that's just because I really want to see a matchup that we were starved of at Champs. I wanted to see Optic play Heretics because I just really like that Heretics team, and I think they would have matched up well, even if Optic was on one. So I think we'll finally get it this time around, and both teams advance into that second round.
All right, Cartier.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to have to agree with Sam this time. I felt like Optic are too strong. Train's gone either way.
We're some bitches
We go in different directions. We got a different destination, Sam.
I'll ride by myself on this train.
I'm on your train, Sam. I'm on your train.
Never mind, it's me and Ender.
Yeah, I got Thieves 3-2ing Optic to catch momentum and win the whole event.
Wow.
See, I knew there was something about Ender that I liked, man. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
I thought Ender was going to go XEO, man. I thought he was going with Optic.
I know, he's betting against his boys, man. I like that.
I'm just, hey, man.
Yeah, no, if you got to feel it, you got to feel it.
He's in analyst mode right now, bro. Chill.
You heard it here first. XEO's done. Done and dusted. He's not part of the number.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, I'm super excited for tomorrow's matches. We'll obviously be back tomorrow with another episode and a more watch party, and it's going to be a good time. We got some bangers coming up. But hey, want to give a huge shout out to Ender, Cartier, and Zinni. Thank you guys all so much for hopping on last second throughout the weekend. Actually, Pat just texted me. I don't know what the hell he texted me. I'll read that after, but expect Pat maybe throughout the weekend. But I really do appreciate you guys hopping on and spending some time over here, giving your thoughts and your opinions. It was awesome having you in the watch party too today, Ender. It was cool hanging out. So thank you guys so much. And of course, shout out to all you guys in the chat. The energy has been nuts. We held over 10,000 viewers the whole show. The watch parties have been nuts. We've been multi-streaming. That's been good. So just thank you guys all so much for the support, man. We wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. So just thank you guys all so much for supporting and watching. And yeah, bro, can't thank you guys enough, bro. You guys are awesome. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, anchor.fm/theflank. Check out all the audio sites around. Go follow @theflank on X. You're doing a phenomenal job at running social. Make sure to join the community as well if you haven't already on X. And yeah, guys, ZooMaa.gg. New merch coming soon. You guys know what to do. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Ben, you want to hit a putt real quick? You want to hit a putt? They're spamming putt.
Solidly.
I almost forgot about the putt. It's been a long couple days. Let's get Benj and Nassim here. What do you guys think? Ender, Trey, you guys are the special guest here, so you guys get the predictions here. Does Benj sink the putt today, or does he crumble under the pressure? What do you think?
Trey, you want to go first or should I?
Nah, yeah, that's all you, Ender. That's all you.
I got him hitting the putt. I feel like Ben's dicey today.
You think so? What about you, Cartier?
Listen, Benj, 10,000 viewers in front of him. He cracks under the pressure a lot. I'm feeling a hot miss right now.
Trey's sinking it with his eyes closed.
Oh, he sinks it. He
sinks it with his eyes closed. Easy read.
Nah, Ben, you're really just ice cold, Benj. Now you're ice cold, bro.
Yeah.
Benj, make sure you get a nap after today's show. Benj, make sure you take a nap.
I gotta go to a soccer game. I'm waiting for this rain and I'm walking over.
Shit. I thought you were a little cranky. I don't know. I thought you needed a nap or something.
Nah, I've been good. I just gotta go watch some football all the time. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro. Do your thing. But guys, that's gonna do it for us. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy. Ciao, ciao. Slowly. Slowly. 0-12.